Welcome, dear friends, to Anara Healing Space for you. In today's journey, we will explore the Buddha's timeless wisdom on how to heal emotional pain. Life often brings wounds to the heart, disappointment, betrayal, loneliness, or grief. These experiences can feel unbearable if we hold on to them. But the Buddha's teachings show us a way to transform them into wisdom and compassion. Tonight, I invite you to walk slowly with me through 10 profound teachings, each one a step toward freedom and peace. Let us listen not only with our ears, but with our hearts, so that these words may plant seeds of healing within us. Remember, healing is not about erasing the past, but about finding strength, clarity, and serenity in the present moment. Let us begin this journey together, breathing gently, opening our hearts to the light of awareness. 1. Accept the reality of pain. Dear friends, the Buddha taught that suffering is a universal truth of life, and emotional pain is one of the ways we encounter it most deeply. Often, when pain arises in our heart, our first reaction is to resist it, to deny it, or to run away from it. But the more we push it away, the stronger it grows, like a shadow that follows us everywhere. Acceptance is the first and most powerful step. To accept does not mean to give up or to become weak. Acceptance means we have the courage to look directly at our pain and say, "This is part of my experience right now." When we do this, we stop wasting energy in denial and begin to channel that energy into healing. In acceptance, there is clarity. We begin to understand the nature of our suffering, and from that understanding, wisdom arises. By accepting pain, we transform it from an enemy into a teacher. It teaches us patience, resilience, and the path toward liberation. 2. Embrace impermanence. Emotional wounds often feel like they will last forever. But the Buddha reminded us of a universal truth: impermanence. Every thought, every feeling, every situation is in constant change. Pain, no matter how sharp, is not permanent. It is like a storm, intense and overwhelming, yet destined to pass. When we understand impermanence, we stop clinging to suffering as if it defines us. We can look at our sadness and say, "This too shall pass." By holding this perspective, we give ourselves permission to breathe again. Our heart becomes lighter, knowing that even in darkness, the dawn is already preparing to rise. Impermanence does not diminish the reality of suffering, but it offers hope and perspective. It teaches us that healing is already happening in every moment. Just as wounds in the body slowly close and regenerate, with patience, our inner storms settle, and peace returns like the calm after rain. 3. Practice mindfulness of feelings. The Buddha guided us to meet our feelings with mindfulness. Instead of being overwhelmed by anger, grief, or fear, we observe them with gentle awareness. Mindfulness means to stay present, breathing in and out, while silently acknowledging, "This is anger. This is sadness. This is fear. By naming our emotions, we create space between ourselves and the storm. We realize we are not the emotion, we are the awareness observing it. This recognition is powerful. It prevents us from being consumed and allows us to respond with wisdom instead of reaction. Each mindful breath is like a hand holding a frightened child within us, offering comfort. As we continue to practice, our relationship with emotions changes. They lose their power to control us. Instead, they become signals, showing us where healing is needed. Mindfulness transforms suffering into insight, and insight leads us to compassion for ourselves and others. 4. Cultivate compassion for yourself. When emotional pain strikes, many people blame themselves, thinking they are weak or unworthy. But the Buddha's teachings remind us to meet ourselves with compassion. Just as a mother comforts her crying child, we too must learn to hold our wounded heart with kindness. Say to yourself, I am suffering, and I deserve love. Self-compassion is not selfishness, is the foundation for true healing. When we soften toward our pain, we stop adding extra layers of judgment and shame. This gentle attitude becomes medicine for the soul. It teaches us patience and forgiveness toward ourselves. Over time, compassion opens the door to joy again. Like water nourishing a dry seed, self-compassion allows our inner being to bloom once more. Remember, healing begins not when someone else understands us, but when we finally learn to embrace our own heart with tenderness. 5. Let go of resentment. Resentment is like carrying a burning coal in your hand, hoping it will harm the one who wronged you. In reality, it only burns you. The Buddha encouraged us to release resentment through the practice of forgiveness. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or allowing injustice. It means freeing your own heart from the prison of anger. By letting go, you reclaim your energy and peace. Resentment chains us to the past, but forgiveness opens the door to the present moment. This does not happen overnight. It is a gradual practice. Begin by acknowledging your hurt. Then, with each breath, remind yourself, I choose freedom over bitterness. Over time, forgiveness transforms wounds into wisdom. The one who benefits most from forgiveness is not the offender, but you, the one who finally lays down the heavy burden and walks forward in lightness. 6. Practice patience. Healing emotional wounds is not a quick process. Like a seed planted in the soil, it takes time, nurturing, and sunlight to grow. Patience is essential on this journey. Often, we want immediate relief, but impatience only deepens frustration. The Buddha taught us to cultivate patience as a virtue, knowing that every step, no matter how small, is progress. Patience allows us to breathe through the difficult moments and to trust that change is unfolding even if we cannot yet see it. Imagine the river carving through stone, slow, steady, and unstoppable. So too does patience shape our healing. Each day of patience strengthens our spirit, softens our heart, and prepares the ground for peace. When we practice patience, we stop forcing life to move at our pace and instead harmonize with the natural rhythm of growth and renewal. 7. Seek understanding, not escape. Many times, when pain is overwhelming, We try to escape through distractions, overwork, addictions, or denial. But the Buddhist teachings encourage us to seek understanding instead. Escaping may numb us for a while, but the wound remains untreated. True healing comes when we look into our suffering with curiosity. Why am I hurting? What can this teach me? Understanding transforms pain into wisdom. It reveals patterns, shows us our attachments, and teaches us compassion for others who suffer similarly. Each time we turn toward our pain with awareness, we loosen its grip. We begin to see that within every wound lies the potential for awakening. Seeking understanding is an act of courage. It is walking into the dark cave to discover the hidden treasure of insight. And that treasure, once found, lights the path of liberation. 8. Nurture positive connections. When we are wounded, isolation feels tempting, but healing requires connection. The Buddha emphasized the importance of Sangha, or spiritual community. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who listen without judgment, and who remind you of your worth. These connections act like gentle hands holding you steady when your own strength wavers. Positive relationships provide warmth, encouragement, and perspective. They remind you that you are not alone in your suffering. Share your truth, open your heart, and allow others to support you. At the same time, be a source of light for others who are struggling. In offering compassion, we receive it back tenfold. Community becomes a circle of healing energy, where pain is shared and gradually transformed. Remember, the path of healing is not meant to be walked in solitude, but together with others in kindness and trust. 9. Practice meditation daily. Meditation is like medicine for the mind. When practiced daily, even for a few minutes, it brings calm, clarity, and strength. The Buddha showed us how meditation trains the mind to rest in the present moment instead of being trapped in the pain of the past or fear of the future. Sit quietly, breathe deeply, and focus on the rhythm of your breath. Each inhale brings in fresh energy. Each exhale releases tension and sorrow. Over time, meditation cultivates inner peace that no outer circumstance can disturb. It becomes a safe refuge, a place where we can return whenever storms arise. Meditation does not erase our pain, but it gives us the strength to hold it gently without being consumed. With daily practice, we discover that peace is not something far away, it is already within us, waiting to be uncovered. 10. Transform suffering into compassion. The deepest teaching of the Buddha is that suffering can be transformed into compassion. When we heal, we do not only free ourselves, we gain the ability to help others. Our own pain becomes the seed of empathy. Having walked through the fire, we can now guide others with understanding and tenderness. Compassion expands the heart, turning scars into bridges of connection. This is the ultimate liberation, not to avoid suffering, but to use it as fuel for love. Each act of compassion heals the world a little more. In this way, our personal journey becomes part of the collective healing of humanity. Remember, your suffering is not meaningless, it's the soil where the flower of compassion can bloom. By transforming pain into compassion, you walk the path of the Buddha and contribute light to the world. Dear friends, Healing emotional pain is not about finding a shortcut or pretending the wound is not there. It is about walking patiently, step by step, with wisdom, mindfulness, and compassion. The Buddhist teachings remind us that suffering is universal, but so is the possibility of liberation. We have explored 10 ways to heal: acceptance, impermanence, mindfulness, compassion, forgiveness, patience, understanding, connection, meditation, and transformation. Each one is like a lamp, lighting the way in times of darkness. May you take these teachings into your daily life, breathing with awareness, embracing your humanity, and discovering the strength that lies within you. Remember, healing is not just about yourself. It is also about the love and light you bring to others. May your heart be free, your mind be clear, and your life be filled with peace. Namaste.